In this video, we're just going to take a look at two more examples of graphing with shifts and reflections. All right, so for this first one, I want you trying to do this on your own first. So write down the equation, try to make the graph, and I would even have you go one step further and write out the transformations for it as well. So go ahead and do that. Pause the video if you need to, and then resume it here whenever you're ready, and I'll walk you through the process. All right, so first thing I want to take a look at is the transformations, because you can often just graph straight from the transformations. So the transformations for this particular equation are a shifting left 1, shifting down 6, and a reflection across the x-axis. So knowing that, I know that my first point needs to be left 1 and down 6. So I put my first point there, and then from there, I need to make my graph, which means I need to know the shape. Notice this one is squared. My equation is squared. That means it's a quadratic, which tells me I'm looking at that parabola shape. Although, of course, I do have the reflection across the x-axis, so instead of opening upward, this one needs to open downward. Therefore, that would be our graph. All right, and now we go on to our one other problem for here. And once again, I would recommend that you write down the problem, write down the transformations, and make the graph first, and then watch the video where I walk you through the process here. So go ahead and pause it and do that, and then resume when you got it done. All right, first up, listen to the transformations. In this case, we have a shift left 6, a shift up 4, and a reflection across the x-axis. Now I'm going to make my graph. And in making my graph, the first thing I do is I put my first point where the shifts tell me to put it, which is left 6 and up 4. Now I'm going to be making my square root graph. Now normally the square root graph would go up and to the right from there. However, because of the negative, it's actually going to be going down and to the right. Notice that is flipping it upside down. It does not go to the left. It only goes to the right here. All right, so now, of course, I just did a quick little sketch there. We do need to be precise in actually making our graph. And so here's what the actual graph would look like. I'll go ahead and label a couple key points here that you want to look for. Remember, we go over whatever a perfect square is. So for instance, this is over 1 down 1 to get to my first point. And then it's over 4 down 2. Then it's over 9 down 3 because the square root of 9 is 3. And this is a square root equation. And then finally, in this case, I actually can fit this last point on here where it's over 16 and down 4 because the square root of 16 is 4. And so that gives us those little details there. But of course, that's just how we get to those points. This is your actual graph that we're looking for there.